everyone, Vegas Cycling Freak here. Today I thought I'd talk a little bit about my experience with shingles and cycling and just my experience with shingles in general. So my troubles started July 26th of 2016. I thought I was getting conjunctivitis in my left eye here, and so I went to the local quick care place, and they said, yeah, you got conjunctivitis, here's some drops to put in your eyes, and so on. And then like a few days later, I was getting blisters around my eyes, like in this area here, and then the pharmacy was saying, well, maybe he's having an allergic reaction to the drops, so stop using the drops. Then my wife has a doctor friend and who's in Alaska, and she texted him and said, hey, this is what's going on. He said, well, you really have to go to the ophthalmologist because that could be shingles, and you don't want that to get in the eye because it could compromise your eyesight and all that kind of stuff. So the 26th, I believe, was a Thursday. And so this is like Monday morning now. I went to see the ophthalmologist as soon as I could, and my eyelid was all red and swollen, and it looked like this. And so they took all the information down. I'm waiting in the room, and the doctor comes in. He's like, "Oh, you got a classic case of shingles." And I'm like, "Oh, great." So he started me on some cyclovir, like 3,000 milligrams a day, I believe it was, and he started me on. Actually, I did not have anything else, I believe, just the eye drops. And then, so over the course of the next few months, I was on various eye drops. Prednisolone, which is a steroid drop to help with the irritation, and then they started measuring my eye pressure, and every time I went in it'd be higher. Like my right eye was 19, and at one point my left eye was 35, and so they stuck me on Betamol and oh, I can't remember the other stuff at the top of my head here. I use it every day, I don't remember what it is, but yeah, so like, anyways, so about the beginning of August, my eye is just all swollen. I got all these blisters and scabs, and I look like this. And I was getting really concerned because once these blisters popped, it got into my eye. And the shingles virus is the chickenpox virus. It's the herpes zoster virus. But when it gets in your eye, it's really nasty stuff. And they never measured the pressure in my eye initially, but I have a feeling it was probably off the chart because my eye I was in severe pain. I mean, it was like the worst pain I've ever felt. So anyways, yeah, at one point I was basically legally blind in my left eye, and I was very concerned about, is my eye going to be permanently damaged? Not only that, this is my dominant eye, and so, I couldn't go to work for 2 weeks. I used up all my vacation. I went a week without pay. Just everything about it sucked. But then, the long-lasting effects of it, I felt horrible for about, I don't know, 3 months. And, I go to work. I work in front of a computer all day doing consulting engineering. And I take this medication, the cyclovir, and I was so tired. It was like, here, I took 2 sleeping pills, and now I'm going to work for 9.5 hours. It was miserable. And for 2 weeks, my eye was extremely sensitive to the sunlight. I mean, I had dark glasses on, and I could barely keep my eyes open. even with the glasses on, I was just like, oh, I can't. It was a miserable experience. And so, this being on the cyclovir, that made me really tired. It's I've had some of the more rare side effects, like it affected my liver function. I had too much bilirubin in my blood, so my hands and my feet were like turning yellow, and it was just a miserable experience. It's going on close to 5 months now. Let's see, is that right? 5 months? July, it's August, September, October, November, December. Oh, I'm sorry, almost 6 months soon that I'm dealing with the aftermath of the shingles. So, and also in the beginning I had 6 days of fever. It was just incredibly brutal. And so I think it was about 2 weeks after I got shingles, I was like, well, I'm going to get back out on the bike again. That was really tough because I just felt like I had no energy. I felt kind of weak, but I went out there and I got on the bike and I rode anyways. And, slowly over time I've been getting my strength back, but I don't feel the same as, at the end of July. I was like in peak form. I was doing great, and then just bam, the shingles hit. I'm not even that old. I mean, I know someone who's like a young teenager had gotten the shingles. So it really could strike anyone at any time. But just hope and pray that it's not like your seventh cranial nerve, which goes like around your eyes and your forehead, like this quadrant of your head right here. That's the seventh cranial nerve. Just hope and pray it doesn't get that one if you should be unlucky enough to get the shingles, because boy, it really sucks. But yeah, I had to struggle through it and just fight, like I'm not going to let this shingles get me down. I'm going to keep on the bike, and like I said, it's been a struggle. I mean, it affected me internally. I know it's done something to me internally. It's like I just don't feel like I can ride. I don't feel physically as fit because of the shingles virus. I guess from what I've read, it can affect your liver and like your heart and various things internally. And I think what you could see on the outside was just an external, the external effects of it. But internally there was a lot more going on besides that. So that was like my struggle for at least 3 months, just trying to get back to feeling like I was somewhere close to where I was before. Instead of being way down here, I'm kind of more up here, closer to where I was. Now, you might ask, what brought the shingles on? I don't really know. I'm pretty healthy. The only thing I can surmise is that it was stress. My job is stressful by nature. My mother was in the middle of dying. I've got some various other stresses in life, and that's, I guess, what brought it on. And the curious thing is, 2 months before the shingles struck, I had like this huge sudden vertigo episode after I was doing a certain stretch I normally would do in the mornings. I sat up and like major vertigo, just boom, all of a sudden like that. I thought maybe I was having a stroke or something. Got a little freaked out, went to the ER, everything checked out okay. They said you're just a little low on potassium in your blood. Other than that, everything looks good. They gave me meclizine for the vertigo, I only had to take like 1 or 2 pills, and I've never had it again. But I sometimes wonder if the two are related at all. I really don't know. But yeah, so that was my struggle. It was hard to be in that position too. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's like being struck down with some severe illness. I mean, it's just shingles. I mean, it doesn't seem like, you know, it's like a painful, blistery thing. But yeah, it's weird. And the strange thing too is, it all started in my eye. It was only my eye hurting. There was no other symptoms. And yeah, just really weird. So, but you know, I never gave up. I'm like, I'm gonna fight through this thing. I'm gonna get over this shingles. It's a real pain in the butt, but I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna let it get me down. I'm gonna fight and get back, try to get back to where I was health-wise. And so I feel like I'm like 90% of the way there now. But like I said, you know, it's been like over 5 months now dealing with this stuff, and you know, I'll just be really happy when I feel like I am really truly completely over it. So it's been a learning experience, and you know, I just feel like I'm just happy to be, you know, getting over this thing. So if anything else, I just hope this is maybe a little inspirational to people, you know, in some way, whether you feel like, you know, like, why am I bothering with this, or, you know, this, I have this health issue that's keeping me from writing, you know, why should I bother? I say, you know, unless it's something really, truly, really, really serious, you know, I say, get out there on the bike and do it anyways. Fight through the thing, you know. Don't let it beat you down. You know, you beat it down. You know, fight to get your health back. You know, and like I said, I just hope that this is inspirational or informational or something to someone out there. And you know, if you've had the shingles also, I can appreciate, no matter what it manifested as, I can appreciate that it really sucks to have shingles. So anyways, I appreciate you watching, and you know, if you like my channel, please subscribe. Check back regularly. I'm going to try to upload things on a regular basis. You know, I have a pretty wide range of interests, so you know, if you're like hardcore cyclists, I might not have a hardcore cyclist video every single time, but it could be like guitar stuff, it could be electronics, it could be exploring mines, it could be cycling, it could be any number of things, just, you know, things that interest me. So anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you the next time.